far as what I do, I am the designer of the car. I think you guys are probably pretty aware of the back here. You're looking at our design center back here, but behind this marketing building. All of us work next door, and we draw on a pretty abstract set of things that get us worked up. I'm kind of a nerd for like old muscle cars and like video games. Certainly, I BMX and do a lot of kind of cliche California things, but I guess when it all comes down, at the end of the day, the whole point is just to design something that's so cool that you guys think it looks new and it appeals to you somehow. So I'm just kind of keen to meet you guys and find out what about the car you guys like. So I guess with that, pass it on to Robin if I can. Yeah.
I do color and trim design. It's a strange title, but essentially I do product development on color. You never think about it. Somebody's like, never knew somebody designed that stuff. But not only the seat fabrics and all of the colors that you see, the IP in the doors, you know, some people call it dash, but carpets and all the details and all the exterior paint colors. We do a lot of proposals from the U.S. We are a satellite studio, from Mike's perspective and ours. But Kia Korea is our home office, of course, so all of these infusions have to go to them, and then there's a lot of discussion, and we defend our designs, and Europe will come in and defend theirs, and it all kind of gets put together, and then there's some cross decisions made, and then you see what you see. And we've worked real hard on behalf of the market, and this car especially, this was the first car that was really going to be fun and really geared toward a youthful market, and not necessarily expecting that it was only going to be youthful buyers buying it, but we wanted it to be a fun car, and he has kind of had a fun, sporty, underlying kind of name under the brand for a long time, but this really helps to speak the car. So it really was, what can you do to draw a wide customer base in? And my job was, how can we create some fun colors? If you look at sedans, it's not because the cars are very sedate and very calm, and that's appropriate for those categories. But it was all about trying to infuse some life, some color, and some wow to the car. And also with fabrics, I cue off of, it was really in that genre of probably about the mid-20s to maybe the mid-30s, in that range as far as where we focus the demographic. And it was meant to be kind of a California kick of a car and the surf sport skate crowd. And I grew up at the beach, on the beach in Redondo for like my whole growing up years. So I'm like, okay, I get this. So I did a lot of research on that whole thing and tried to figure out what's going on in apparel, what's going on in equipment, what's going on in musical products and all sorts of things. And we tried to think about, okay, it can look nice, but is it going to be functional? So there are a lot of things that we put into it. And what you've seen with some of the seat cloths are kind of just the starting point and the interior elements. We're hoping that we're just going to keep moving this car forward. And we're hoping to get, in the future with Korea, it's all about getting things right with production and what can they handle. But as we move forward, because it's so new for them, we're hoping to be able to have people do some plug and play and be able to mix and match some things. But we're taking baby steps with it. And this was a huge thing for us to have this car, because it's not a normal car, even as far as specification goes. But we just had a the ideas keep popping, and we're thinking, I mean, we're certainly not overly thinking that, okay, well, we've done it, what do we do now? I mean, we're just like, oh, great, So every time I see one on the road, I'm so excited. And I think in the last probably 3 weeks, I've started to see even more. But I'm just so excited to have you guys here. We really are. It's great that we've got this first event going. And yeah, real anxious to hear what sparked your interest and what made you choose the Soul. And that'll help us going forward in developing the vehicle.
Last but not least, John's realm of product planning. Basically, my responsibilities are packaging and pricing the car. So what that means is features and content. Cruise control, where do you see that within the model lineup? What diameter inch wheels, which ones do they go on? The type of radio that goes in the car, those types of things. So obviously, it's very important for my role to ensure that we maintain a competitive advantage. So we're always looking at the competition on what they're doing, not only now and where they've come from, but where they're going, what they're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5 years out from now. So our products 3 to 5 years from now remain in a competitive position. So I will kind of echo their comments about wanting to hear about what you like and frankly what you don't like about the car, so we can stay on top of what we need to do and remain competitive. And not only from a features and options standpoint and remaining competitive, but we also need to make sure from a pricing perspective we provide the customers for you good value. So provide you all kind of the surprise and delights that you may or may not be looking for, and at a good value compared to the competition. So, from where Soul came from when it launched to where we are now, it's just amazing. It's the segment leader within the youth segment. Scion XB, believe it or not, is, I better knock on wood, but it stands right now is very far in our rearview mirror, which is great. So we plan to keep the pedal down and keep moving forward, and we're getting a lot more units in, which is great. We've got a lot more production coming from ports in our 11 model year. We'll be hitting, in fact, hitting showrooms right now as well. So we're very excited about clearing out the 10 model years that we have left, and what's new on the 11 model years I think will be great. So again, grab me. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Likes and dislikes. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them, but I'm glad to be here. So thanks for coming out.
Questions? Anybody want to give their feedback on why they bought the Soul or why they like the Soul or anything for these guys, why you got them here?
Okay, we'll start with the commercial.
Okay, that's good.
He saw the commercial, he went from the couch to the computer to Kia.com.
Okay, there you go.
The commercial.
Which one, the first
That's
one or
only
the
last
second?
the first
one. Okay, great. Okay, well then you like Larry, and you saw Larry.
course.
He's from the first commercial, so we just dressed him up. So. Anybody else, anything?
Started with Paris Auto Show.
Okay.
I mean, your original concept. I just saw pictures of it and thought it was the replacement for the Sportage. Realized it wasn't, and then just realized I was just going to add it to my Sportages.
Cool.
Good.
Any questions or anything?
First question to him. Where'd you get that shirt?
Michael Torpy, and you asked him just about the shirt.
Sure. I wasn't sure.
We did a short run of these for SEMA last year, and as far as I know, like if there's enough interest, it could probably become an item.
Well, we have some. If you have, I don't know if you've seen our business cards for the SoulHamster.com website. If you look at it, the outline's almost the same. So we have that.
It's on the back.
It's on the back of yeah.
No way.
Well,
okay.
yeah, and then the business card we have something similar like that, and so that's why I was like, wait a minute, that's cool.
Yeah, give me
You
a
have to have those in
card. I'd love
2X.
to hook up and-
Yeah.
Yeah, they did like, I think they did 3 colors. There was like a black, there was like an olive green, and there was, I think, maybe a red. Uh-oh. I forgot to give you the one that I grabbed you.
Yeah, I mean, when we came up with similar. Tim's wearing one of them. We have 3 different designs for the website.
I'm waiting for 3 of those.
We saw the Hamstar, but they're like $30 a shirt. So we're like, well, maybe we can come up with something better. And those are around $15 plus shipping, I think.
We'll have to see what we can.
The Hamstar I would have had in a heartbeat, but they didn't have like extra fat.
We'll work on that. Anybody else?
The movie trail or the movie commercials, like before you play in the movies. Sure. I usually sit in the back, so I hear people like, "Oh, that's so cool! That I want to go get that." It's very cool.
I still have the song
I
stuck
kept
in my
hearing, there's a
head.
weird red one of those out front.
I just like the placement for the new commercial though. It was like right after the buzzer fell on the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. The first commercial you saw was the
Good place.
that one. I mean,
But they aren't showing the whole thing.
yeah, well, they have to have the short spots.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It was everything. It had everything that I wanted in a car. It was good looking, it had a great name, and it was functional, it was a good price, and it had all those extra little bells and whistles that you normally pay more for. And that was it. It wasn't even the marketing as much as, I did a Google search for economical crossover car, and this came up as one of the top rated vehicles. And then I went and drove it, and I was like, this is the best car there is.
There was no commercial when I bought mine.
Yeah,
I got it in
it's
February.
everything.
I got
It's
it
not
in
one thing.
February. It was commercial was like 2 months later.